I made this ad 100% with AI. This is a viral podcast ad that is so good that when we run this on Facebook, 99% of people that watch this don't even have a clue that it was made by AI.
AI will eliminate 50% of all entry-level white-collar jobs within the next 5 years. Half of our white-collar workforce will be out of work within the decade. These are positions like admin, marketing, finance, customer service, sales, HR, any office job basically.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to process what you just said. That's terrifying.
A ton of you guys sent me this clip, so let's dive into why he's right, the facts behind it, and what you need to do to be prepared.
This podcast format is absolutely crushing it for us right now. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how I created this ad, give you the exact tools that I used to make this ad, and give you a step-by-step tutorial that you can follow along if you want to make these ads for your business as well. Now, just to prove to you that this works, this is the exact ad that we are running traffic to right now. You can see so far this month, from the 1st to the 22nd of April, in the first 3 weeks of this month, this single ad alone has made our business over $31,000 in tracked revenue. So this isn't one of those videos that just show you how to make viral ads. This is proof in the pudding that this ad here on your screen right now is actually driving tracked revenue for our business. Now in today's video, I'm going to take you through exactly how we make this with a step-by-step workflow. So if you want to, I'll leave the link down below in the description to the software we're going to be using. It's called Clonio.io. It is hands down one of the best softwares that I have found that can generate content like this as consistently as this and give us the freedom to create these short form ads that we run on our ads manager. So if you want to grab a subscription, I'll leave the link down below in the description. If I can, I'll put a discount code there as well if possible. But go ahead and check it out. You can create a whole load of different content. And like I say, it has driven over $31,000 of tracked revenue for our business in just the last 22 days of this month alone. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and click the link down below in the description. It'll take you to Clonio, where you can go ahead and set up an account. If you click that link, you should be able to get a little bit of a discount code. I'll see if I can negotiate something and put it down in the comment section for you. So go ahead and set up an account. Once you've set up an account, you're going to be taken to this page here. Now you can do a whole host of different things with this software. You can clone YouTube Shorts, you can use it for your YouTube automation platform, but what we're going to be focusing on is using the AI ad builder. And you can see I've been experimenting with this recently. We've been generating some pretty cool content. But the reason why I'm super excited to show you this is because it actually has an inbuilt editor as well, which means that you can basically replace your entire CapCut subscription and edit all of your ads inside the software and generate pretty much everything without having to ever leave the platform, which is super exciting. So the first thing that we're going to want to do when we create this ad is we're going to need our different creators. So the best way of doing this that I have found is going onto Pinterest and finding a bunch of different reference shots or examples. So for me, I will simply type in something like podcast, and I'm going to be looking for really cool or unique podcast sets that I can use. And I really like this kind of style of podcast, but there was one specific one that I found that actually worked really well. So if I type this in, it was Selena Gomez, was on a podcast, and it just looked pretty much perfect. It was exactly what I wanted. And here we go. You can see this is the exact podcast shot that I used to generate our ad, and you'll notice the similarities between their podcast and the one that I'm going to show you how to create in today's video. So when you find a podcast like this, all you're going to do is you're going to go into full screen and you're going to take a simple screenshot of the key scene that you want to go ahead and clone. So as you can see here, this is the image that I ended up with. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just go into Clonio here. We're going to scroll down to Studio. We're going to go down to Images. Now you can select a whole host of different image models in here. For this specific one, I use Nano Banana Pro. If you want, you can use GPT-2. At the time of filming this video, GPT-2 has just come out. Clonio offers pretty much all of the different AI image models and video models, so you have full access to everything. But for these videos and these images here, I'm going to be using either Seedream 4, Nano Banana Pro, or I'm going to be using GPT-2. All we're basically going to do is we're going to come here, we're going to click the plus icon, and we're going to upload the screenshot that we've just taken. Now, if you want to use the exact prompt that I used, this is the exact word-for-word prompt that I used. Now, I just dictate it, and once I'm happy with that, I'll go ahead and click on 4K image quality, and we'll click on Create. This will take a couple of seconds to create, and then we're going to do exactly the same thing with a man in the podcast as well, so the guest on the podcast. And so you can see straight away within just a couple of seconds, we have a brand new image here that's pretty much good to go. So if you want, you can go ahead and download this. Best way of doing that is just hovering over this and clicking download. This is going to download this straight onto your computer. So I'm going to call this Podcast Woman. Once you've got this onto your computer, I'm going to open up the file here. Now, if you want, you can basically flip this on its head. So you can go to, I think on Mac, you can, if I just do this, I can do flip. We can do flip horizontal. The reason why we want to do this is because now we want to make the man who's going to be on the podcast set. and we want him to be at a different perspective. So I'm going to save this as the podcast for the woman, and then I'm going to download this again, and we're going to call this podcast man. So I'm going to save that, come back to the software, upload the one that we've just created, which is going to be the podcast man. This is the one where he's facing in this direction, and I'm going to give it this custom prompt. So all we're doing is we're going to be asking the AI to replace the woman in the seat with a grey-haired white man in his early 60s. I've given it 4K quality. Everything else is the same. We're going to go ahead and click on Generate. If you're not happy with anything as well, just click on this image, go ahead and click on Remix, and you can paint in anything that you want to change. So if we wanted to remove this microphone, I could literally select this, and I could come into here and I could say, remove the microphone. We could apply the edit, and then it will regenerate this exact image without the microphone as well. Looks like our other one's generated, so I'm going to go back to the images, and you'll see we now have a different image. This one I'm not super happy with, so we can go ahead and we can customize the prompt a little bit more. Boom, and just like that, we now have our second guest on the podcast. We have both of our images that have been generated. Now, to speed things up, I'm going to show you the different variations that I've created. So the first one is we have just the plain shot of the man facing in a certain direction. Then I asked the AI to recreate that, just change the camera angle to be head on, so we have different camera angle shots. Then I have the woman as well. So she's here, she's facing in her direction. We can also ask the AI to create a different camera angle as well. Now you can see I also have some basic B-roll clips generated. For example, we can have the man just adjusting himself in the seat, just like this. Pretty cool, and I'll show you how to make these as well. So now we have our raw images. We're going to go up to our ad builder. Now this is where pretty much every single AI tool on the marketplace can't do what Clonio does. This tool allows us in one platform to basically put everything together, organize it all, edit it all inside one platform without having multiple different subscriptions. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to come up with a very simple script. So if you want, this is the exact podcast script that I've generated. If you can copy this, you can adapt it, you can use it for your own business, whatever you would like to do. But this is essentially the framework. So we want to start off with a really simple, strong opening sentence from our guest, because they're going to be the expert on this topic. Then we just want a very short interlude from our host to show that there's someone else on the podcast. And then we're going to cut to our influencer, back to the main guest, and then back to the influencer. Now, the way that we design these ads is very, very, very important. We want that the guest is going to be highlighting the very hard kicker, very strong hook to deliver whatever the fear tactic is, or the big promise of our ad or our business is going to be delivered by the guest on the podcast. Then we're going to get some form of visceral reaction from the host, and then this is what really drives home the conversions, which is a strong third party who comes in, who's supposedly an expert on the topic, who can voice their opinions and back up the data or the claim that was made in the hook with raw data, whether that's from research papers or, in our case, news articles or whatever we decide to choose to do. And we want to switch back and forth between the two, because this really helps solidify our case. So once you've got that, all we're going to do is we're going to simply copy this opening script, just like this, and we're going to go back into Clonio. Once we're in here, we're going to go to Ad Builder, we're going to go to See More, and we're going to select whichever different AI tool you want to use. Now, I recommend using Kling V3. Just for now, I'm going to go ahead and just change this to light mode, because I prefer it being in light mode. Now, for Kling V3, I recommend doing 1080p. You're going to turn on Generate Audio, and we're going to put in here, you're going to put in no music and no background noise. And then we're going to say no camera movement as well. This is really important. If you don't put no camera movement, no background noise, and no music, it typically adds some form of stuff in the background that just makes it sound a little bit messy. Now, in terms of the hook, or in terms of the structure of the videos, I simply start off by saying the camera remains fixed in space, the man speaks to the podcast host off to the left of the screen or the right of the screen, depending on which character you're generating for, and he says seriously with concern in a way that gets his point across, and then this is the sentence that he's going to be saying. Now, you can always expand this, so that is AI will eliminate 50% of all entry-level jobs in the next 5 years. We can even just do the whole sentence, right? If you want the whole 2 sentences, you're just going to expand this, and you're just going to change the duration of the clip. Now, I would recommend trying not to go beyond 10 seconds, because after that point, or even 8 seconds, because the lip syncing can start to deteriorate a little bit, and the quality of the video can start to deteriorate a little bit. So once you're happy with that, go ahead and click on Reference Images. Now, this is really important. This is where we supply the AI with our start image. So I'm just going to go ahead and upload the image of the man. I'm going to click off. Then we're simply going to go ahead and click on Create. This is going to take a couple of minutes to generate. Once we're happy with this, we're then going to go ahead and start creating the next sentence and the next sentence, the woman, so on and so forth. And while that's happening, I'm going to show you how we create the avatar of the AI influencer as well. So this is the most important part of the entire ad. The podcast set is one part. This is going to set up the story for us. But when we switch to the AI influencer, this is what's really going to drive home the conversions, because this is an impartial third party who is supposedly an expert on this topic. And so we need to go ahead and create the image for this person as well. Now for this one, you can either use Seedream or you can use Nano Banana Pro, whichever one you prefer. For me, I use Nano Banana Pro when I generated these images. You're going to find different reference images to describe the character that you want to create. So this is, you'll notice the background shot of our video, which came from this image. Then you'll notice that the hoodie that the girl is wearing comes from the Call Her Daddy podcast. And then you'll notice that the general framing of the video and the shot and the direction that she's looking at the camera comes from this image. So it's a combination of all three of those. And again, the best way to find this is coming here onto Pinterest. You're going to type in female creators or whatever you want to do, whether it's a male creator, and you're going to try and find different reference images to create the content. You can see this is the reference image that I used in my first one. You can go ahead and use the same if you would like. Now, while that video is generating, I'm going to show you the exact prompt that I used for this. I'll just paste it in here. You're going to upload all of those images. So you can say remake the set of the first image. So again, upload it. I'm not going to do it in here. Same lighting, same desktop setup, but remove the laptop. Change the man in the first image for a woman who looks similar to the girl in the second image, but she has a tight bun hairstyle similar to the girl in the third image, but she's wearing a cozy hoodie like the girl in the third image, and she's holding a cue card. This is really important because that gets you the key look that you're looking for. Okay, and there we go. Straight away, we have our very first scene that's been created. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for you so you can see what we're kind of going to be working with.
AI will eliminate 50% of all entry-level white-collar jobs within the next 5 years. Half of our white-collar workforce will be out of work within the decade.
So you can see we have pretty much straight away our first opening clip. And we're just going to continue this process. We're going to continue generating these videos step by step. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here, copy the next script, repeat exactly the same process. We're going to go into here. We're going to go to Kling V3. We're going to describe our prompts, make sure we upload the original reference image coming into here. So we're going to give a man one, and then we're going to give it the same basic prompt that we gave in the last one. And we're basically going to say, repeat exactly the same process over and over again. Boom, and just like that, we now have our female creator as well. So you can see this is exactly the process that I went through when I created this ad step by step. We're creating each three of our avatars, then we're writing the script. You can copy my script if you want, and you can just change this out and alter this yourself. Just for reference, for those of you that are interested, this is exactly 300 words, thereabouts. Obviously you want to remove this. About between 250 and 300 words, it's going to make you about a 1 minute 30 ad. Ideally, if you want to make it sub 1 minute, make sure it's sub 100 words. So once we've started this process, so as you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and generate the next video. All I've done is I've uploaded our original reference image. I've said exactly the same prompt. I've just given it the next sequence of our script, and I said 1080p, 6 seconds. It's a slightly shorter clip here. And again, same negative prompts. Make sure you always turn on generate audio. I always recommend 1080p. It's going to use more credits, but trust me, the return on ad spend that you can get from content like this is absolutely off the charts. So once we're at this point, the reason why we're going to be using this model and we're going to be using Clonio is because it's very, very good at making sure we have audio consistency across every single ad creator that we make. So this creator is going to sound exactly the same in every single video. His voice will not change across the board. It'll always be the same. And just like that, we now have our next video. So I'll just play this really quickly so you can see the consistency between the audio. So I'll play the first one.
AI will eliminate 50% of all entry-level white-collar jobs within the next 5 years.
Next ad.
These are positions like admin, marketing, finance, customer service, sales, HR, any.
And so this now gives you complete character and voice and audio consistency across the board. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to generate the next part of our script, which is the woman. I'm just going to do the first few bits. I'm not going to do the whole video for you, but I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. So again, if you would like to copy my prompts, this is the exact prompt that I'm going to be using. And again, we're going to increase this, probably do about 6 seconds this time, generate the audio, 1080p, and again, like always, no music. We'll do no background noise and no camera movement. Now I'm sure to say the camera remains stationary in here as well. And when we go ahead and click on our uploads of our reference images, we want to make sure we're using the woman. So go ahead and select her. Always make sure you do that because I sometimes forget and I end up with a video that's a completely random person. So make sure you do that and go ahead and click on generate video. And so straight away, we now have our second ad. You guys are getting the drill. It's pretty simple. We're going to cut forward pretty quickly now. So we're going to start moving. So if you want to keep copying along, make sure you've got access to the software. Also, if you go ahead and you go to the link in the description, if you use the link down below in the description, When you go ahead and get access, you're going to get way more than 60 credits per month. As of right now when I'm filming this video, you get an extra 1,000 credits as a sign-up bonus for those of you that take the monthly subscription, and you also get that as well on the yearly subscription. So whichever one you take, you're going to go ahead and get those credits. So go ahead and grab that down below in the description, and we'll go ahead and play this for you.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to process what you just said. That's terrifying.
Brilliant, hyper realistic, super happy with the results. And finally, let's go ahead and generate the first script of our influencer woman. So this is where things get really important. Now I'm going to try and show you what happens when we copy this and we create like a 12-second video or a 10-second video. So we're going to come into the software. Again, we're going to come down to our images, make sure we've got our reference one. We can go ahead and click on download. Once we've got that one downloaded, I think we've already downloaded that one anyway. We're going to go over here to the ad builder, same thing, same drill, Kling V3. We're going to make sure we go up to reference images, upload our reference image, and we're going to upload that image. And so this is the exact prompt that I used. We're going to go ahead and put this to around 10 seconds. I'm going to paste this in here, and we're going to copy the whole first part of the script. So we're going to come back to here, and we're going to paste this just like that. Again, 1080p, generate audio, same drill. We're going to say no music, no background noise, and then camera remains fixed in place. And then again, if you want, you can also describe the movement. So I say she moves with natural hand movements and puts down the cue cards and picks them up at relevant times as she says, bang, generate video, going well. Now, while that's generating, one thing that really sells this is a really good logo for your whole podcast set. So here we've got the AI brief. We're going to go back onto our Pinterest and we're going to type in here podcast logo. Find anyone's podcast, doesn't matter whose, something that's a simple text, for example, like this. We're going to take a quick screenshot of that. Make sure the screenshot when you take it is about 400 by 400 pixels so the AI can actually read it. Something like that is pretty good. Come back into the software. We're going to go to our images section. When we come into here, again, we're going to do 4K quality, and we're simply going to upload that by coming into here. And then I'm just going to drag and drop that image from my desktop. And again, choose whichever AI model that you think is best. You know, Nano Banana Pro is the one that I've been using a lot recently. You can also use things like GPT-2 Images. Now that's out. All of them are inside the software. You just select it from the drop down. So here we are. We're just going to come up with a name. So we're going to change this to recreate this logo exactly, but change the words Joe Budden to AI brief. So we want to make sure we've got this clear. So and then we'll do like AI brief, 4K quality, and go ahead and click create. You might have to try and play around with this a couple of times depending on how good the image model is at making the different text, but that's essentially the basic prompt. And so now we have that logo being generated. Let's have a really quick look at our AI influencer, and then we're going to start going into our timeline editor and start putting all of this together. So let me go ahead and play this for you so you can have a quick look.
A ton of you guys sent me this clip, so let's dive into why he's right, the facts behind it, and what you need to do to be prepared. So this is direct from the CEO of Anthropic, one of the biggest AI companies in the world.
So you can see at the end there, her lip sync starts to fall out of place, which is why I always recommend doing about a 5 to 7 second video and then just making more of them and cutting them together. So now we've got that, we're going to start importing these into our timeline editor. Now with your Clonio subscription, you will get access to a full-blown timeline editor. Now if you want, you can also use CapCut as well. It's just another subscription, but for me, I just do everything inside here. So we're going to go on to create a new edit, and I'm going to call this just podcast ad for now. Give it a description. Go ahead and click on create. Then from here, we're going to go to my assets, click on videos, and it's going to load up all of our different assets. So we have our 2 videos from our man, our podcast host, and then also our AI influencer. So we're going to start importing them. And so we're going to start with this one. And if you want to zoom out, you can also just adjust this zoom. Next one, you can see here, it created the image. It didn't do such a good job. So we'll talk about that in just a second. And we'll import the next one. We're going to drag that down on the slider here. So now we have our man. Then we're going to go back to our videos. We'll grab our woman, pull her back to here. My assets, videos, and then we're going to cut to our AI influencer. And so then we're just going to start working our way through and start editing this. So I'm going to start removing certain sections. So for example, the opening part of the clip, we want to make sure we remove that.
AI will eliminate 50% of...
And if you want to like label something like this,
50...
if you want to really labor the point, go ahead and click cut come into here, and you can adjust the layout of this. It's pretty much exactly the same as like everything else that you've done. Like you can cut, like you can crop the video left and right. You can do loads of different things. You can zoom it in. You can adjust the dimensions. All of that good stuff. Pretty much everything that you can do in CapCut, you can do inside Clonio as well. So if you really want to label something home, like hammer it home, we're just going to zoom in when they change and they say something different. So now it will go like this.
AI will eliminate 50% of all entry-level white-collar job within the next.
And then we can do the same thing here. We can just cut back to normal zoom, whatever works for you. I mean, I'm just going to throw this video together really quickly, but you can start to see how you can control your full creative workflow under one single creative subscription. Now, like I say, if you want to go ahead and get access to this, I will leave the link down below in the description. Grab yourself a subscription. For those of you that sign on while I've just filmed this video, you're going to get an extra 1,000 credits sign-on bonus, free of charge. It's worth about $250, just that extra 1,000 credits, which is only available while I'm filming this video. I'm not sure how long it's going to be available for, so if you want to grab a subscription, click the button down below. And we're just going to work our way through just by making this video just like this. And then this is the key part, right?
A ton of you guys sent me this clip, so
we're going to start switching between the two, and we can also add captions. We can do pretty much anything we would like from this video, add the captions. You can also upload different assets as well. So we're specifically in this video talking about how Anthropic said that 50% of all white-collar jobs are going to be out of business within the next 5 years. So we're going to find a page like this, like the news article. We're going to take a really simple screenshot of the headline, just like that. Come back into the software, into our timeline editor. We're going to go to upload assets, go straight to our desktop, select the image, click on open, and this is going to upload any images that we want to add to our video as well. We can just simply overlay that. We can adjust the positions of it. So we can now go here.
Sent me this clip. So let's dive into why he's right. To be prepared. So this is direct from the CEO of Anthropic, one of the big.
So there we go. So now you can start adding in different clips like this. And once you're happy with everything, all you have to do is come into here and click on export. It's going to get everything rendered for you. It's going to download it. You can create videos up to about 2 to 3 minutes long inside this timeline editor. It's primarily a short form platform. And once you're done with everything, you're going to end up with an ad that looks pretty much exactly like the one that you see on your screen right here. Now, when it comes to adding in the logo, what you can do, we'll work on adding this feature, but for now we don't have it. Once you have a logo, we'll come back into the software, come under our images, and you can see we have our image here. So I'm just going to take a screenshot. We don't need the AI brief twice. So we'll just grab this for now. Come into this remove dot background, just drag it and drop it, and then we're going to download this as a free PNG file. Come back into our timeline editor, and it should automatically save it. If it doesn't automatically save it, you can click the save button. So I forgot to click the save button, so it's now undone all that work that I just did. But so now you can start adding in your image here as well and getting on top. I should have actually done this in white text, but you can kind of have full control over what you want to do, really. It's up to you. Just make sure you prompt the AI to do like white text if you can do it on a black background. Add it in, overlay it. Once you're happy with things, you can go ahead and click on export and start downloading it. And pretty much all of your renders should go to My Generations, so you can view everything into here as well. So anything that you generate and you render out, you can come into My Generations and you can view previous generations for yourself. Now, there is an auto-save feature, but just make sure when you're in here, you go ahead and click on save just before you leave, just to make sure you have everything saved. And that is exactly how you're going to go ahead and create an ad exactly like this. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this video and you got some value from it. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. If you want to go ahead and grab yourself a subscription, I will leave the link to the to Clonio down below in the description, so you can go ahead and grab that. And like I say, if you join that now, you'll go ahead and get yourself an extra 1,000 credits as a sign-on bonus worth about $250 as you go ahead and get your subscription. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you've got any questions, let me know, and I'll have more coming to the channel very soon.